What's up YouTube? Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we're going to be working on this really dope custom. We're going to be changing these Hazelnut tans into the custom Red Suede Sample LeBrons. If you're not already subscribed, click on the link above and make sure to like this video. This is going to be a lot of work and it's going to be a long custom, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is remove the laces and get started dyeing the soles. When you're starting to dye the soles, you want to make sure you're applying it nice and evenly. Thick and heavier coats can cause inconsistency throughout the soles. If you're not dyeing the shoes completely, make sure you're extra careful around the edges of the sole because it can bleed onto the air units or midsole depending on what shoes you're working on. Dyeing the air units is pretty much the same process as dyeing the soles. 2 to 3 coats of dye is all you need. Now we're going to go ahead and dye the top plastic piece on the midsole using the same dye. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and dye the uppers and midsoles using Angelus Red Suede Dye. We're going to be applying it the same way we did the soles. Alright, now that we got the midsoles all dyed, we're going to move on to the uppers. Once you start dyeing the uppers, you have to complete the full re-dye. If you stop before the re-dye is complete, you risk getting spotty and uneven results. The reason why we're going to be applying the dye with the paintbrush on the uppers and not an airbrush is because the airbrush only coats the surface of the suede. The paintbrush will actually saturate it and dye the suede completely. Alright, so after letting the shoes dry for a couple hours, the next thing we're going to do is hit the suede using a Reshoevn8r All Purpose Brush. Then we're going to move on to dyeing the sock liner and the insoles. Alright, next I'm going to be applying Angelus Red Dye with an angular brush on the sock liner and tongues. Dyeing the sock liner can be really annoying, you just have to get in there the best you can. Now that the sock liner is done, we're going to go ahead and dye the tongues using the same process. Next step is to apply the Angelus Jet Black letter dye on the insoles. Now that the insoles are dyed, we're ready to hit them with the matte finish. We will also be spraying the sock liner and tongue as well. Before we can spray the matte finish, I'm going to tape up the uppers. Alright, so we got the uppers all taped up. We're ready to apply the finisher using this Crawl-On matte finish. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is paint the 2 swooshes and the logo on the tongue using black paint. Be very careful when applying the black paint on the swooshes. This is the hardest part of the custom, and the last thing you want to do is get any black paint on the red suede. Once I get past the curves of the swoosh, I like to use 2 pieces of tape to make sure the lines are as straight as possible. The reason why I do that with the tape is to remove any residue that the tape might have left. I wish I could give you guys some tips on how to do this perfectly, but honestly it's just a steady hand and a lot of patience. Just hold your breath and hope you don't mess up. I know it's been a long custom, but we're almost finished. The last thing we gotta do is tape around these flat knit things for the laces. We're gonna go ahead and dye them using red paint and GAC 900. Alright guys, we got that last step taken care of. Check them out. These look super dope. That suede looks super buttery. All we gotta do is that last final touch is lace them up with these red laces from kingofsneakers.com. Alright, shoes are all laced up. All we gotta do now is spray them with some Reshoevn8r water and stain repellent to protect the beautiful custom. Alright y'all, that's gonna wrap it up on these custom sample Red Suede LeBron tans. These came out super dope. One of my favorite things about this custom is that it's 95% dye, which will make it more wearable compared to other customs. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. As always, thank you guys for watching and see you guys next Monday.